Hello, hello, hello. It's Private Talk Podcast with Alexis, Texas, and we are back season 3. And today, Private Talk, we have the pleasure of having Mike Rashid on the couch. Hello, hello, welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming. We've been excited to have you as a guest. I am excited to know what you've been up to and know a little bit more about you. I've seen, I've been following you for quite some time and trying to get you in this seat. So tell us what you've been doing.
Just working a lot. I have a few businesses in the fitness and health space. A sports nutrition company called Ambrosia Collective. That we have like the #1 vegan protein in the country. I'm not vegan, but I used to be for like 3 years. But I've been doing taking for myself vegan protein for 9 years.
What made you kind of do the crossover and change since you said you were before and you haven't?
Why'd I go back to eating meat?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wanted to test it out, see what it was like. I enjoyed it, but when you're moving around a lot, when you're traveling a lot, it's hard to eat the right things.
For sure.
So I found myself eating a lot of just nothing but carbs to stay satiated when I was on the road, and that wasn't ideal. So, and I get my blood work done a couple times a year, and I tested it before I got off of meat, and then coming back on meat and just being moderate about it.
Was there a big difference?
No, it wasn't a big difference. Now, before that, I was eating just a lot, right? And it was not that good. So since then, I kind of went pescatarian, just mostly fish, but also I was doing a lot of fasting and stuff like that. And that helped a lot. So from there to going to straight vegan, it wasn't much of a difference. It stayed healthy. So I seen it wasn't necessary for optimal health, right? And I like meat, certain meats, so I like the taste. I like a steak every now and then. I like fish, so I wanted to get back into that.
For sure. I myself, I changed lifestyle, eating wise. I don't eat red meat or pork. And being from Texas, eating steak 3 times a week, it was really difficult in the beginning. But I will say it all had to do with me traveling a lot. I was it's not a lot of choices. So when I didn't travel as much and living here in California, we have a lot of options that I feel are good. It made it easier. So I feel it just, for me, it's just, so now I don't even think about it. It's been probably 5 years that I haven't done that, but it's definitely, and just not because of anything, it made me feel better.
Yeah.
Just,
I really like beef. I love the taste of beef, but
to each his own. I'm with it.
But I don't eat pork though. I only eat chicken once in a blue. I just don't like chicken. But I get it. California, they make it easy for you to eat healthy. You know what I mean? So a lot of things to eat out here.
A lot of things. So you also are into bodybuilding. What made you get into that? Just naturally because of you being an amateur boxer and that kind of lifestyle? Did it just kind of something you naturally wanted to do?
Well, as a kid, I just wanted to be big and strong. I was a typical boy. Wanted to be it's funny because cartoons now is different from when I was growing up. They got Hey Arnold now, right? When I was growing up, we had He-Man and G.I. Joe, these swole little figures. So these were my little baby heroes.
Who you looked up to.
Yeah, of course. Mr. T, Hulk Hogan, stuff like that. So I wanted to be big and strong, that's all. And I started boxing at a very young age, at 12. And that just go hand in hand with lifting weights and running and pull-ups and all of that stuff. So I literally been doing all of that since I was 11, 12 years old, my entire life. So it just became a part of my identity, part of what I do on a regular.
What does it mean to you to be a boxer?
To be a boxer, I mean, to get in the ring and take fights. I think it's a very noble sport.
But that mentality, not a lot of people have that, want to go in to do that. So what does that mean to you?
I think it's it's easier for people to get in it when they're really young. When you're young, you don't really have any fear, And when I was young, I wanted to fight all the time in the ring. And the older you get, it did get a little more scary because people start hitting harder. You know what I'm saying? The stakes are raised higher. So, but once you're locked in, you're locked in. And having that, not everybody had that mentality, but it's a good mentality to have because, if fighters, they're usually good people. They kind of mellow, kind of chill. We have our aggression and all of that, but it's channeled in a productive way, And I think that's important for really most men in society because if you look at the history of human beings. You know, our species have been on this planet for like 200,000 years, right? And we've only been kind of civilized for about 10,000 years, right? So the majority of the time that we've been here has been very like aggressive, like kill or be killed, hunt, you know, things like that. So it's like people don't have that outlet anymore to like let out that aggression, to express that aggression. So I feel like combat sports is a good way for men to work that out, right? So, you know, you hear a lot of like domestic violence, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of silly shit nowadays, a lot, right? And it's like, why is that? Why is it like that? When most men, like people in my world, we'll hurt somebody that hurt a woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you hurt a woman, like physically put your hands on a woman? So it's just so bizarre.
But there's also been people in your sport that have been those domestic violence charges as well.
100%. Now, here's the flip side to being in my sport. Like brain trauma, head trauma, you know. There's certain types of traumas that we endure, that fighters will endure, that will make them even more violent. You know what I mean? So it's a real thing. You know, they CTE and things of that nature, all them concussions. So it's a fine balance, you know what I'm saying? So I never experienced that, so I can't really speak to that. It's something that I don't relate to, I don't understand, but it happens, unfortunately.
For sure, but I think, you know, I get what you're saying as far as like in a more professional outlet way where it's like you're not on the street fighting anybody, you're not doing, you know, in your house fighting, you have an outlet to leave what you're doing on the mat, on the you know, in the ring or whatever that, you know, that may be.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, who would you say out of that was your biggest inspiration?
My inspiration? Excuse me. I would have to say like maybe someone like Muhammad Ali, because he was more than just an athlete. His greatness transcended sports. You know, you got to think about at the time that he was fighting. You think about fighters now, you think about how much money fighters make, athletes in general. But they wasn't making that kind of money back then, right? I think the most he made for a fight might have been $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Maybe $2. But back then, he was willing to sacrifice all of that and even, you know, sacrifice his freedom potentially to stand up for his beliefs, for what he felt was right in his heart, right? Integrity. And integrity. And I don't see athletes living like that nowadays. You know, we had a few years ago when the coach of the Clippers was caught on tape saying the N-word, right? Mm-hmm. And then you had these players like in protest, they turn their jerseys around. I'm like, you a sucker. You still playing for massa, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You still out there running up and down with that ball, don't play. You know what I mean? So people so in fear of, you know, losing that paycheck.
Do you think if you were in that situation that you wouldn't play?
It depends on if that bothered me or not. Mm-hmm. Now, I gotta be honest, that don't bother me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't protest at all. If I'm a protest, I'm gonna go all the way. You know what I'm saying? But it's a word, I don't care. That man's 80, 90 years old. I expect him to think like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care. Okay. You know, I don't let words that somebody say control my emotions or my feelings. So that doesn't bother me.
Okay. I feel like I think it's it can go either way. You know what I mean? I think that it's people, like I said, I agree with like if you're going to say something, then either do something or don't say something at all. Right. And it's unfortunate that it has to be that way at all, that those are the matters that are happening in this world, which is crazy. So other crazy matters with COVID going on. How did COVID kind of affect your businesses, and what did you do in light of all of that?
I want to take it back a little bit.
Okay.
What did you think about that situation?
What did I think about that situation?
Are you familiar with it?
Not really to a T. Obviously, I know the like logistics of what it really meant for. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so the coach of the Clippers, he's an old white man, super rich.
Was it? But which one was the owner one though?
That was it. I'm not the coach, the owner.
Okay,
I'm
that's
sorry.
what I was like. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the owner of the Clippers, some old billionaire white dude, right? And he had a young black girlfriend, and she was bringing like black dudes with her to the games.
I think she was an Asian girl or something like that.
She
but
Asian?
I think I know what you're talking. When you said coach, that's what I was like, it threw me off, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
All right, cool.
I definitely agree with you. Like I feel like I'm not in that situation where that word would bother me, and that's, you know,
Right.
but it does bother me to hear that to people talk like that.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate that that's how it is. But you said he's 90-something year old. That's how you expect him to think, and it's
Right.
unfortunate that we have to expect him to think like that.
Yeah.
But that's a world that we also live in too.
This is
And
reality.
he's so old in those matters that people probably never called him out, and it's unfortunate with that because what he's saying is wrong. In the context of what he's saying is still wrong. It's just I feel like people didn't speak up enough to say those things to make them think about what they're actually saying.
Right.
And that's how,
See,
you know.
And those are the instances where I do condone violence. Punch him in his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, I dare somebody say the wrong thing.
It's a respect thing.
If somebody gonna,
1000%.
right? If somebody you want to hurt my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on how I feel that day. Like, all right, since that doesn't hurt me. But since you want to do that, I might slap you in the face. You know what I'm saying?
And warranted.
It comes with the territory. You gonna talk that talk? Let's walk that walk. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not the best person in the world. I'm a little petty, but I'm just saying that's where I would be on it.
I think we can all be a little petty sometimes. It kind of depends on which buttons yours are being pushed a little bit more than the other.
Sometimes you just want to teach somebody a lesson.
For sure.
You know.
So health and wealth, you know, those are some things that you do. And what else do you do in your spare time?
Take naps.
Nap taker?
Me and my girl, we just hang. Really, that's it. We just be having fun. If I'm not doing something with my kids, we out hanging out. You know, just trying to really enjoy life. Like, life could be hard, so I really try to enjoy it when I can. And life could be hard, and it could be very short. We don't know how long we're here for, so I be trying to live on 10.
Live on 10?
Yep.
That's true. Mm-hmm. I like that, especially nowadays, just, you know, you don't never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
Never know. So you say that your relationship status, you're single, married.
Well, not married, but I'm in a.
But she's your wifey.
Yeah, that's wifey.
Wifey. So, how is that in the world that you're in now? Do you get any like people coming at you where it's been non-effective in your relationship?
Nah, not really. I mean, we live. I feel like a really traditional setup, you know, and traditional in the sense of like, you know, we practice polygamy. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people will give a lot of pushback to that. But I'd be like, everybody living polygamous, y'all just lying about it, or some of y'all in denial. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so when it comes to like, you know, me, who I am, my status, access to people or whatever, I've never been like girl crazy because it's not like I never had girls and then got some money or whatever and then I can get girls, right? That's never been the case. So I've had girls when I was young, you know what I'm saying? When I didn't have money, college, whatever. So it's always been a normal thing for me.
But being in the entertainment business, I feel like sometimes it's just thrown at you a little bit more where it's like, how do you fight that off and let it be known like, no, this is my lady, like, you know, be respectful and put those boundaries in place for your fans and, you know, people around you.
I just tell them, you know, if somebody's being disrespectful, I'll be like, yo, respect my woman, you know what I'm saying? But there's no need for that because we might want to have fun together. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's all about respect, how they come at us. When we go out, they be on her like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So she's the
ladies is always where it's at. It's like you know, it's kind of the bait, but not in a bad way. But it's like you're just fortunate to have that lucky piece of.
It'd be crazy when we be going out. She getting dressed up. It'd be crazy. It'd be a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever been jealous when a girl's been too much on your girl?
Never. It's not a thing. That's weird.
You know, some people, their ego goes into place, and it's like, hey, what about me?
Nah.
It's all sharing is caring.
Yes, to an extent.
Of course.
Right.
What luxury do you say that you enjoy treating yourself to?
What do I like? Cars?
She's like your watch. She's like
cars and jewelry. Yeah, that's my little thing. Cars and jewelry. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a man, like, you know, if you think about animals in the wild, think about birds, right? Male birds put on these elaborate displays to attract, you know, a potential mate. Peacocks, like all kind of birds. They do dances, crazy stuff, right? So I feel like in our world, you know, men, we do things like buy expensive watches or rings or cars, right? Kind of displaying like what we got for a potential mate because, you know, we know that most men can't do that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it is. And it's just status symbols, right? That's one. I accept that. I like that. But also I like to live comfortably and you know what I'm saying? I can afford it. I work my ass off. I'm going to enjoy this. You know what I'm saying? So, and for people in my world to enjoy it as well, for them to be comfortable and for them to be proud of me and be like, that's my man, or my kids be like, that's my pops. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope to me.
Prideful.
Yep. I got some pride.
You should. I mean, like you said, you work hard for it. You have, you own businesses. You're doing well in life. Like that's what, you're supposed to be doing. You should be. And everyone has your own luxuries. Like you said, it's cars and watches for, most boys toys.
Boy toys, that's right.
What would you say is your biggest pet peeve?
Pet peeve. I'm a grumpy old man, so I got so many. Evelyn, what's my biggest pet peeve? What do I complain about?
This is how I know that, like, the length of the relationships, because you're like, her, she knows you better than you know yourself.
What do I complain about a lot? Who? Soft people, soft men especially. Like,
but example,
dudes that are like easily offended or think that I'm too aggressive. I'm like, bro, I'm just being straight and direct. I'm from New York, and people think that we're rude, but I think we're very polite. I think rude is bullshitting people.
I agree.
It's bullshit. Like, no, just tell me straight, direct, boom. I respect that.
That's just the New York way, because my family, both my parents are from the Bronx, and so I was raised that way, and people think like I'm either an asshole or whatever. I'm like, I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm just telling you what it is, and like I'm not trying to offend you. Right. I'm sorry if my tone may be crazy sometimes, but you know what I mean? But I mean, I feel like people don't like to hear the truth sometimes.
And it's like,
and we're all about the truth here.
That's right. I love that. But like, it's like people, you want to step in the kitchen, it could get hot. Like, right? People deal with you. They want to, this is something that I deal with often in my life. People look at me as like this indestructible, this beast, right? And I'm just a person. I'm just a person with feelings just like them. So they want to dish to me. And when I reciprocate, it's a problem.
Like they want to like pick on you to like see if
they want to be able to do whatever and say whatever to me. But the moment I poke them back, it might hurt more. But I'm just doing what you do. I'm mirroring you. I'm never antagonizing anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my business. So yeah, that shit is annoying, man. People be soft. This is a soft society. You know what I'm saying?
What would you say is like the first assumption that people would have of you?
I don't know. What would you assume of me?
Let's see. I feel like you're very you don't like people to be let you in until like people. Like you're very like standoffish. You do what you have to do. You're very business minded. You're straight to the point. But you're like, in other situations, I feel like you could probably be a soft teddy bear in some situations, but you're a hard ass most of the time.
Okay, all right.
From the outside looking in.
She said you spot on. Yeah.
I got a ding, ding, ding in the corner. But yes, but I feel like I test like myself. I'm an empath. I read people very well off of energies and things like that. And it's just, and sometimes it's off because we're also in a podcast thing where it's like I'm interviewing you and I'm talking to you. So it's like, what are you asking me next? So it's a little bit, what are you doing? But it's like a private conversation is that, we didn't get to know each other a little bit more and break down those walls, we're going to be friends,
I don't feel like I be having walls up, I know that like,
not walls where it's crazy, but it's like, but you're just being yourself, like, and holding you to the standard that you.
Yeah, for sure. Do. When I'm in the world, when I'm out dealing with people, I'm always on guard. I'm like, my head is on the swivel. I'm on post at all times.
That's that New York way, though.
Yeah, so I can see that, right, and there's some truth to that. But I'm a very warm person. I love like knowing about people and hearing people's perspective and talking about a lot. Like we got a fire pit in the backyard. That's my favorite thing. Is for everybody come over, we sit back there and talk, you know what I'm saying? At night. I love that kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think I'm a softie, you know what I'm saying? I'm a lover, I'm a care bear, so I got kids I love a lot. My baby girl over here, my baby mom even live with us and my daughter, so I love taking care of people, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my vibe.
What is the biggest life lesson you've learned?
Biggest life, I've learned so many. I put myself through a lot of testing times, and I've learned a lot. And it's just gonna sound simple, but just to try. We're not perfect, right? But always position yourself to try to always do the right thing, And I try my best to do that. So when I do make a mistake and don't do the right thing, it really fucks with me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that feeling, and I don't like hurting people. You know, that's like, you know, and when you are conscious of what you're doing and when you know better, when you mess up is worse. People might not see it, but for me, for the person, it's really bad. You know, even when I was in the streets doing bad, like I would think about my grandparents, like they would pass away already, and I would think, man, grandma or grandpa would be so disappointed in me, and I would be kind of depressed. So I kind of walk around with dark clouds because of the times that I do mess up and bump my head. It really, really bothers me. I don't do things, if I do something that's not right, it sits with me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I have a cap on my joy and my happiness because of things like that.
But you know, you do have to let that go, right? Like you can't hold on to that forever. Sometimes you have to like let it go because it doesn't serve anybody any good.
Oh no, for sure. But you know, I just want to, you know, it's all about atonement when you do mess up, and you know, trying to tip that scale back to good.
For sure, it's accountability, and I feel like an awareness. I feel like you shouldn't, you know, you can't be so hard on yourself all the time. I mean, sometimes it's like we're human, and we make mistakes. But you also have to be aware.
I think you got to be hard on yourself.
Well, yeah, of course, don't be. But I'm saying like it's not like you can't be. I don't know. I don't know the right word what I was saying, but I just feel like you can't like blame yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like I can blame myself for my mistakes.
Well, 1,000%, because that's the mistake that you're making. But I'm just saying overall, with like you said, the dark cloudness of like holding it over. If it's just the feeling of,
I can't help that. Like you said you're an empath. I am too. So,
but that's what I'm also telling you is that you also have to find a way to let that go, because the most it resonates with you, it stays with you and it harbors with you, and it's like it doesn't do anything well for you.
I'm gonna give you an example. Sorry to cut you off, but I can't help this. So I have a cousin named Elijah. Like I named my son after him. I bet you didn't know that, Evelyn. I named my son after Elijah, my cousin, and my daughter Kaya, I named after my sister. I named my kids after people I love. But anyway, Elijah, his nickname was Sugar Bear. That was my guy. He was my best friend. So when we was about 19, 20, he went to prison, right? He did like 8-9 years. So when I'm out partying, hanging out, like having fun, I would have a cap on that happiness, because I would be like, it'd be a little voice in my head like, what are you so happy for when your man is in jail? Sugar Bear locked up. Like, what are you happy for? And I'd be like, oh, that's right. You know what I'm saying? I don't ask for that, but that's just how I am. I feel for people who I love and care about. You know what I'm saying?
And there's nothing
and you
wrong
feel
with that.
You feel a little bit of guilt when you're having fun.
But those people also, if you were to talk to them, sure would want you to live your life as well. They wouldn't stop living theirs just because. Like, life still goes on. It's unfortunate that things happen, but we also have to count our blessings and those things. But again,
they probably be like, I'm having so much fun.
For sure. But
you having so much fun for?
You know, it's a little bit of FOMO, but you know what I mean? At the same time too, is like you can't hold that dark cloud in a space for something that's not your space.
But
you can feel it. You can feel it and tap it, and you know what I mean, and tap into it. I'm just saying, don't let it resonate and stay with it. And that's where your sadness or the darkness comes from.
I hear you, but I can't help how I am. I worry a lot about people I love. So even when I'm like, when I'm moving around, I'm out of town or something, my mind is constantly thinking about my kids. Like, Elijah ain't home from school yet. Like, I won't be comfortable till I know he's home. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so I'm always worried about people that I'm responsible for. So
that's fine. Worried is not like that, but holding a negative space for those feelings. You know what I mean? It's just worry and like letting it live. And you're a dad. You're a concerned person. You have a people that you take care of. That's a loving thing. It's a beautiful thing. You know, people sometimes don't take that responsibility on. So let it be what it is. But just, have some fun with it. You know, don't no dark clouds.
I try.
Just the happy clouds. Maybe like a little grayer. Let's just make the gray clouds go a little less gray. You know what I mean? To make that, we'll work on that for a minute. So what would you say? Do you have top 3 rules that you live by, like a code of honor?
Just to be an honorable person. You know, if you know the rules and laws and tenets you live by, try to honor them. You know what I'm saying? Your word is your bond, you know. And, you know, try not to do wrong by people. Try to be a good person. Nothing too crazy, you know what I'm saying? If something feel right, ride with it. If it don't feel right, avoid it. Sometimes you still mess up, you know. But, you know, just try to tip the scale. Ain't nobody perfect, but try to tip the scale to righteous living as much as possible. What is your sign?
You talk about tipping the scale. Are you a Libra by any chance? No. What are you?
More. Too much rise. The strike one.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get
that stuff ain't real. That stuff ain't real.
I don't know. I believe it's to extent.
I'm a Pisces.
I know nothing about your sign, so I wouldn't have never gotten that.
All right. Yeah, I'm a Pisces.
Yeah, but see, like, I'm also like one of those selfish people. If I don't know people in that, like, around me, then I don't know what your sign is. Like, I don't know every sign. I just know the ones either I've dated, been fucking me over, or I've been in love with, or things like that. But
right.
No
so
Pisces in my life.
Pisces.
What month? What is the birthday?
March 14th.
March 14th.
What about you? What are you?
I'm a Gemini, May 25th.
Okay.
Gemini, baby. We're the best over here.
Right.
We have a lot of Geminis in my life.
All right.
Oh, it's really fun. What's the best advice you've ever gotten?
I don't know, man. Like, I've gained so many nuggets of wisdom from so many sources throughout my life. I don't have one best.
So tell Private Talk just one of your gems.
One that I really like is from, and this guy was a custodian, like a janitor, right? In like the Third Dynasty, right? China. His name was Lao Tzu, but he wrote books. He wrote a book, and one book that he wrote that I really like is called Tao Te Ching, and loosely translated it means the way, like the way of life. But he said one of his little inscriptions was, he who defines himself doesn't really know who he is. I really like that.
I like that. Mm-hmm. If people came with a warning label, what would yours be?
Warning of me? Mm-hmm. Don't fuck with me. Just don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Be cool. Be cool, but just don't fuck with me.
Don't fuck with Mike.
Yeah.
Do you have a crazy celebrity story that you either encounter or a crazy fan story that's happened?
Nah.
Nothing too crazy? Because nobody fucks with you?
Like what? That ain't no celebrity thing, no.
Or a fan. I said celebrity or a celebrity
that shit was crazy. That shit
story
was crazy.
or a fan.
A fan, this is weird. So, you know how sometimes on Instagram, like sometimes I go through the requests, the DM requests of people I don't know and try to like, you know, send positive, you know, somebody say something cool or somebody looking to purchase something, whatever, try to respond. And sometimes people just keep hitting you. I'd be like, oh, good looking out, appreciate it. They just keep going, right? And there's one lady, so she was going back and forth a few times. I'll respond a couple times and I don't respond no more. And I never really knew what she looked like or anything. So this woman must have seen my address, right? And I never thought a big deal about somebody seeing the number on my house. Like, it's just a number.
That's a huge deal. What do you mean?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
That's like the biggest deal that
so
could be.
Apparently you can take somebody, if you know what city they live in, you can put the number of the house in and Google it.
Private Talk, don't ever fucking do any of this shit.
It'll give you like the possible streets that it could be. And she must have did that to me.
That's insane.
So one day she come to my house, like nobody just pops up at my house. So me and my people were at the house working on something, and ding dong. I'm like, the fuck, like that's weird.
Does your
you know
doorbell really ring like that?
It says ding dong. It's like a person voice saying ding dong. So I go open it, like what the fuck? And it's this woman. I'm like, yes, it's a lady and her daughter, right? So I'm like, what's up? I can help you. She's like, it's me. I'm like,
who's me?
Who are you looking for? Who are you looking for? She's like, you, Mike. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she said, I'm whatever her name on Instagram was, and I remembered. I'm like, what?
She said, I'm at so and so.
Yeah, like whatever her name is. I'm like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And she was like, I thought it was okay. I'm like, what made you think that this was okay? And why would you bring this kid? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you gotta go. You gotta go. So that was weird. I had another weird one too, but that was
did she
the weird
just
one.
Leave?
She just left. That was weird as shit.
That's really weird, and that's
Like,
just
I'm
even
like,
weirder
what-
that you would bring your child. And who know what? Where is she from? Did you even know? And did you look? I would.
She had an accent. She had like a British accent.
But she didn't come all the way that far.
Nah, she must have lived somewhere in the city.
I would have done some investigating on that bitch and be like, where is she? And is she close in a radius of me? If that, I would need to know what you look like from this
That
point
shit
forward.
crazy, man. That shit was crazy.
What was your other one you said you were going to tell you?
Oh, this is weird. So I had a gym in Miami, and I had a place out there. So I would on the weekends I would get people together, like from social media, people that follow me, to meet me at the gym and we go feed homeless people like on weekends. So one of the guys, cool dude, just a fanboy, but some of them had my number. So this guy had his name was very similar to a girl I was hanging out with out there. So it's like 3 a.m, and I text him thinking I'm texting her, like, come through. And he's like, what's the address? I was like, I just sent the address again, whatever. About 30, 45 minutes later, this motherfucker come to my door.
He came to your house?
I was like, I opened the door, I'm like, I'm just confused. I'm like, what? What's up?
Dead.
He's like, you? I said, oh shit, my bad, bro. But I'm like, why would you? You wouldn't ask me like why?
Like what's wrong?
You wouldn't ask me like, yo, why you want me to come through, bro? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you ever needed to, cover something up, I think he'd be.
That shit was weird, man. That shit was weird.
At 3 a.m.
It made me think though, like, what's like? He didn't seem gay or nothing, but would you have been gay? Like, say if I was gay, would you have been gay for me because you were a fan? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
It was weird. You know what I'm saying?
Possible. I don't throw anything out the window these days. Like, you just don't ever know. Like, what's
Listen, I don't care who I'm a fan of. If they ask me to come over to their house 3 a.m, a guy, I'd be like, nigga, what? I'd be like, you got some explaining to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm not that much. See, but she mentioned Kanye. I'm a huge fan of Kanye, Drake, all of that. There's a lot of people I'm a fan of.
So
of their craft.
If Kanye texted you at 3 a.m. and was like, hey, come over to my house,
I'd be like, what's the context, bro? Like, you got girls there? Like, is a party, my bro? Like, what's up? But I'm not a fan of anybody like that. I love certain people's work. I'm really a fan of their work, but the people, I just don't care. Like, I don't really care.
Drake, would it matter? You're still saying
I'm a fan of his work. Oh, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. But even if they text you, say at 3 a.m., and they're like, hey, just come over.
Nah.
And you would be like,
I'd be like, why? Like, why? What's up, bro?
So
like,
there's more context.
Yeah, give me some context. Not like, nah, I don't know weird shit. Nah.
Do you have a social media weakness?
Like, what do you mean weakness?
Like, do you just get caught like you can like go click from one thing to whatever, and you just like trolling things? Do you have a troll account?
No. I wish I did. Though. That'd be fun. That'd be dope.
Do you like?
If I had time, I probably would have a troll account and fuck with people.
So is it Instagram, Twitter, Facebook? What do you like more? That's like your weakness that you like go to every morning.
I waste the most time on Instagram.
I feel like now it's fucked up on iPhone because it like tells you your screen time. I'm like, damn. Rat you out.
I probably spend more time on YouTube, but at least I can learn shit on YouTube. Instagram is just a waste of time. Yeah, so I make money with these platforms though, so I can't hate on it, but it does waste time sometimes. I'll be going to look at an email or something and just go to Instagram. It's like, why am I doing this? You know what I'm saying?
It's like the drug real quick. Let me just go look and see. Let me refresh real quick.
Good 20, 30 minutes wasted time.
I definitely am a sucker for it too. I literally put time controls on mine so I would know, like, and then even the time I have is obnoxious. And when I'm like, it's like 10-minute warning. I'm like, damn.
Oh, really? You could do that?
Yeah, you can put it. So like, cause it's like, I always wanted to lessen the time and know what it was. Cause I'm like, how much time do I really spend on this? But you could really tell it on there. So yeah, after a certain time, I'm like, yeah. And if you hit that after a certain hour, I'm like, man, you've been doing nothing. Go outside, go do something.
Yeah, nah, it's Instagram is nothing good on there. Like, I be looking at girls, honestly, in the Explore page. It's like they be curating it perfectly. You know what I'm saying? And then
so they're reeling you in.
But when I look at it, it ain't even really the girl. It'd be like a page with a bunch of girls on it all
like
the time.
One of those things that's like a what is it when they're like advertising the girls' pages or something kind of
like that? It'd be like curly hair. You know what I'm saying? All the girls with curly hair. You know what I'm saying? Latinas.
Are you looking at porn searches and Pornhub? What are these search
This is Instagram. Your mind's in the gutter. I'm on Instagram.
That's when you're putting those things on there. Those are like Instagram. The topics that
I'm talking about Instagram.
It's pretty much the same thing nowadays.
Is that right?
Not really at all. The censorship on Instagram would not allow any of that.
I mean, shit, they pretty much, they kind of loose on Instagram.
On Instagram? That is the lie, sir.
Let's see.
It's a lie. People have been getting
butt cracks.
People getting flagged. At least for me, like regardless that I haven't done porn in a very long time, they still hate me for everything that I've shown to the world. So I am like shadow banned, I'm whatever, and I don't even put anything crazy.
You used to do porn?
I did.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Once upon many times, millions ago.
Is that why the name? Texas.
Alexis, Texas.
Was that your porn name?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes.
What's up?
The pieces are all coming together. No.
When did you stop?
Like 4 years ago or so. Like,
so I'm interviewing you now. So
I mean, I see that. You have to wait till the end of this thing.
Right,
but wait, I'll let you
all
finish your question. Go ahead.
That's fascinating. Do you do OnlyFans now?
I do have an OnlyFans, but I only do stuff with myself.
Okay.
So yeah, you know.
Right now, I know girls. I know girls that's killing it on there.
For sure, it's definitely a lucrative business. It's something that has been around for quite a while, and then like because of the pandemic, everything made it intensify, which was amazing. And now it's balancing back out because the world's opening up again, but still definitely a great platform to have and kind of have your own space to do what you want to do. And even though I did, adult movies in the past, I don't have to do that on my OnlyFans now. There's a plethora of things that I do.
Right.
And
what do you find does the best on there?
I mean, everybody's different. For me, obviously, I have a big ass and everybody knows me for my big booty. So anything with my booty in it, it's going to sell. But yeah, so I think that everybody's different. It depends because each platform that people have do something a little bit different. You know what I mean? My fans are catered to me because they've been following me throughout either my career or some are new fans now. And so they just want to see what I'm doing because it's the only place that they can see me doing anything besides Private Talk podcast. Yeah. But yeah, this is where they get to talk to me, and hear what I'm doing. That's where they get to see what I'm doing. Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. I definitely have fun with it. It's definitely a way for me to kind of stay in, that world of being not as like the sexy and the feminine, it made me feel, being in porn made me feel like more womanly than ever. It made me find out who I was as a woman and how to really explore my body at that time. So I had nothing but great things about it. So for me, it was like a segue of, I didn't want to definitely do movies anymore, but I still wanted to have my fans and interact with them. And that's what I'm capable of doing now. Is
this more lucrative than doing porn?
I definitely would say yes. I think that back, in the day, the times were different and, the monetary side of things wasn't always fair to everybody, especially on the performer side. Yeah. You didn't see that until later on, in life, and it was unfortunate things. Yeah. But I still made great money, but definitely on this side, I definitely make more money because you're cutting out a middleman of sorts. Right. So it's more straight to consumer in a sense. So it makes it a lot better.
I respect it, man. I respect it, especially the fact that y'all can kind of move how you want to move and. But it's interesting because as I learn more about it and I meet more people who do it, it's kind of like, well, I have a manager and they only give me this, and I'm like, what the hell?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's because this is a new age wave of people getting onto things that they just knew that there was money to be made, but didn't know how to do it themselves in a sense, which it's a good and a bad thing. You know what I mean? But. I don't know. It's to each his own is what I say.
I hear stories of girls getting straight pimped digitally,
But that's what I'm saying. It's the new age of pimping. If pimping, if you don't know something, and someone has what you need, what are you gonna do? Use that person. So they're using that, and again, they're making something. Hopefully,
I just think it's egregious how some people.
To each his own. I mean, pimping was fucking wrong, and the same thing too. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's just like you said, it's digitally being done, so it's you can't really monitor it. Even people can monitor it before too, but it's again, it's not for me. But you know what? No. All right, since we are in the wave of the whole adult talk, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we're gonna play my favorite game, Truth with Texas.
All right, cool. Action.
All right. We are back, Private Talk, and we still have Mike on the couch, and we're about to play Truth with Texas.
I'm scared.
I feel like you're a little nervous. You're like, I think you're boring. I don't think you're boring. I think Private Talk's going to enjoy your interview, and I think we're going to enjoy the game even more.
Okay.
You don't know what you're getting into, which I like it even more. Right. So we're going to go through each one of the aces. You pull one and let us know what it is. Okay. Each suit of an ace is going to be a different type of question.
Okay, you want to see it?
Yes, please. Ace of spades. That's our favorite, which is a naughty question here.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Let's see. Would you consider yourself a naughty person?
Yeah.
I like how
she
you
said, yeah. She said, because look, I remember my favorite quote, he who defines himself doesn't really know who he is. That's why I defer to my better half. She's giving the honest truth, and we like the truth here. I might have to just put her on the couch and just let her answer the couch over there. Have you ever used a toy during intercourse? Yeah.
You say that with the face like there's some men are inferior to this, and they're a little don't want to. So it's not always
Nah, but she don't really care for toys so much, right? Yeah,
I feel like for me, toy-wise is more of a personal thing. Than I feel like a group activity, if you're not doing something with your like limbs, you need to do better. You just need to do better. Have you ever had sex on a plane? Mile High Club?
Yeah, and it was stupid.
Why do you say it was stupid?
I just did it, just try it, and it was like.
Was it private? Was it commercial?
Nah, it was commercial. This was years ago, so I couldn't afford nothing. But it was like cramped up in the bathroom. It was like, just to do it.
Did you at least know the person, or were you like, hey, let's go?
I just tapped somebody. Hey, come with me.
Hey,
it was somebody. It was somebody.
Let's go. You'd be surprised. I had a girlfriend one time that did that, but it was like on a back then it was like a Virgin America flight, and you could like text type to your like the people in the seats, whatever. Yeah. And this guy sent her a message, and they started talking, and they didn't have sex on the plane that time, but when they because they went to that, they met each other on that trip, but on the way back home, they definitely after the weekend they got to know it, because they wanted to do. I was like, y'all are weird, but okay, hey, to each his own.
It sucked, but I can see on private it being dope.
I've done it on commercial. Southwest in the dark. I did halfway and I got scared, and then I was like, you're on your own.
You was in the bathroom?
No, I was in the seats.
Oh, not many people there?
There was.
Oh, interesting.
I'm like a ninja. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Yeah, I was in the bathroom. And I could barely fit myself. So,
but see, that's the problem. That's weird. I've done bathrooms like at like restaurants or like club things, but like in an airplane thing, people are waiting there. It's like it's really close quarters. They fucking really know what you're doing. Yeah, and I don't like the smell of the bathrums. To me, they're just it's weird.
It's weird. It's all weird. Oh, weird. But just to have said I done that, I did it. But
favorite place to have sex?
In bed.
In the bed. Does booty size matter?
Nah, I like ass, I like tits, I like face, I like legs, I like hands, feet, whatever. It's the package, the total package,
Have you ever faked an orgasm?
Yes.
Why? And how many times? I feel like you said this with such like, yes.
No, I have.
I just knew this was a thing like not that long ago, and I thought that this was really absurd.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't fake it now.
Was it because you were like a fighter and you like had to fake it like because of work things, or why did you have to fake it?
I didn't have to fake it.
But you did.
It was just.
But you did.
It's hard for me sometimes to get there. So I don't know why I faked it back then. You know what I mean? Oh, all right. So there was times that I faked it before, just like. To make the girl think that I came twice. That she made me come twice.
But did that make you feel good about yourself? Like, why did you have to like?
It was for her to feel good about herself. Like, yo, you made me. You know what I'm saying? but because I can go a long time. Okay. But so I just act like I came, and then like, oh, I came again.
When I have these conversations, I always think back, like, man, did somebody try to do this to me? Because this is bullshit. Like, why would you lie? I don't want to fucking have a pity
y'all do that.
Coming. No, I don't.
Women don't do that?
I mean,
you don't do that? Women do that.
I'm trying to get mine in if I'm having the session. Like, I'm not trying to fake anything, because then that creates bad behavior. Because then you think you're doing whatever you just did, you think it's good. And then you think the next time you're going to go back, because men are very basic when it comes to like, oh, she liked when I did. And then I'm like, no, I didn't like that.
But when you with somebody, you figure out exactly what gets them off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you shouldn't fake it.
No. We don't do that shit. But it's times that I can't come. Like, say we take MDMA. It's impossible, and I try.
Because it's like a marathon. It's like it just like keeps going. It's like an Energizer bunny. Like you just keep.
It's like going. I'm gonna die. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna die, and it never. And it's like you get close, but then it runs away from you. You know what I'm saying? It's
like The Exorcist with sex. Like you just keep
and then it's like I'm like dying, like sweat profusely, and that shit's crazy.
I hope y'all all have a visual private talk, because that's going on in my brain right now.
Yeah.
All right, next card. See, the game's fun, right?
Yeah, it's fun.
Ace of Hearts is the romantic question. Are you romantic?
I don't know. Am I? Yeah.
We're going to go with romantic. Yes, he phoned a friend, his lady friend in the corner, and she said yes. What's the most romantic thing that you've done for her?
Because I don't think I'm romantic.
What's the most romantic thing he's done for you? My lady in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. That's my favorite one. Dirty Dancing. Wait, we should put this for you. Can we hear that noise down here? Yes.
Jeopardy vibes. Oh yeah.
You did what?
I had a 4th of July. Like I didn't know. Like we were just first starting to hang out, right? And I thought she was flaking. She thought she was on her motorcycle and wasn't texting back. But I didn't realize she was on her motorcycle. So I was like, fuck. So I lined something else up. 2 girls. And when she hit me, I was like, fuck, I was so happy. And I left them. Like they had to get out the car.
This is romantic?
They had to get out the car.
Where is this?
It wasn't romantic to them, but to her. And we had the best night ever. We had so much fun. We vibed so hard. Yeah, she didn't know.
It's like, you did that for me.
Yeah, for sure. But even if you didn't know that, we had the best time. We set it off. It was dope.
Do you like sexting?
I'd rather have sex.
But you don't. Nah. But you don't like warm it up like before you're gonna go, like if you've been gone for the day and you're like not seeing each other to like get into that.
Nah, I think when you're single maybe, but nah.
No.
Because we're always together, so.
Okay, well, that makes
sense. We're always together. Like we're literally always together, so there's no need for that. It's like, hey, I'm gonna stay out late today so we can text. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever sent a naughty pic?
Yeah.
Favorite romantic movie?
I don't have one. I'm not into romantic movies, honestly.
Biggest turn on?
Biggest turn on. Okay. I don't know if it's the biggest, but a huge turn on is seeing my woman getting hers, like masturbating or with another girl, something like that. Or this is gonna sound weird, like if she like humping on my leg, like riding my leg. I don't know why I like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, if it works, it works.
I like that shit. I know y'all don't think that's weird, but yeah.
I mean, to each his own. I have, my Hitachi is my best friend, so it's like the same thing of like rubbing on things.
What's that?
It's a vibrator.
Okay.
Or a massage one, whichever you want to call it. But it's the same thing. Right. But that's the toy that I use. So it's like the same nature of like the rubbing of, because it's rubbing on of that feeling.
Okay,
for her would feel better. I don't know about your leg, what that does for you. But
no,
other than the fact of the satisfaction
anything.
of her getting off to what that feels like.
But watching that shit, I like it. You know what I'm saying?
So does that mean that you like, when you orgasm, are you silent or are you loud?
Shit, it depends. Like sometimes I'm like a bear. Like
you're not crying over there, are you?
Nah.
No crying?
But I get aggressive though. I be wanting to punch her. Like it's like, why are you making me mad but feel so good right now? You know what I'm saying? It's weird. Like I be like homie, you ever feel aggressive when you orgasm, bro? You, computer man. Yeah. Okay. So it ain't just me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I want to.
Why didn't you ask me?
No, you're not a guy.
How do you know? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not.
Oh well, I'm just you never know these days.
Just kidding.
Right? It's like
wish I.
You know how you love somebody so much you want to just smash their fucking head. You know what I'm saying? I want to squeeze you to death. It's weird. Yeah.
Just big old teddy bear.
Big old teddy bear. Big evil teddy bear. Literal grizzly bear.
Hey, I like it. Squeeze it till it pops.
All right. Thanks. Right. All right, this one, Ace of Diamonds.
Ace of Diamonds, a spicy question, which we're all a little spicy. Craziest place you've ever had sex? You wanted to check off the airplane list. Is there anything else that you wanted to check off that was kind of crazy?
Nah, not crazy.
No, you did say that you'd like the favorite place was the bed, so I feel like you keep it simple.
Yeah.
Why fuck it up if it's not broke, right?
I like being comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
What's completely off limits in the bedroom? Something you wouldn't try, or maybe you have tried and you don't want to try again?
Anything homosexual.
What does that even mean?
Like trying to fuck with my butt.
So no tongues, no fingers, no
none
of
interested.
That. Not interested. Do you eat ass yourself?
Yeah, I'm down.
You're down for it.
I'll do anything to her, like whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Have you ever called someone the wrong name during sex?
Nah.
Has someone ever called you the wrong name?
Nah. Damn, that would be crazy.
What would you do?
If I call someone the wrong name?
If they called you the wrong name.
Just finish. Still finish and probably not talk to her
You're
no more.
dedicated to the.
It
You're
depends.
dedicated to
Nah,
that.
if it's just somebody I'm smashing, I don't really care about. I wouldn't care, I guess. But if it was like my woman did that, oh shit, somebody about to die. Everybody name whatever you call me is dead.
Dead.
You know what I'm saying?
Assassination list.
Yeah,
Here we come.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Top 3 porn stars. Do you watch porn? Never watched it.
I have before, but not to know.
Not to know somebody's name.
Nah.
Just to like.
I got a homegirl that used to do porn, but she's not. I'm not a fan of hers. She's just my homie.
Who's the homie?
Her name is Deanne. Her name was what was her porn name though? Kiara Mia, I think.
Okay.
But Deanne,
I think I know that
Latina
name.
girl.
Have you ever cock blocked a friend?
Never.
Have you ever had pity sex?
I don't think so. What is pity sex?
Like you don't really want to have sex with them, but you just do it because you feel sorry for them.
Nah.
Never.
I don't think so, no.
No. Been too drunk to stay awake during sex?
Too drunk?
Too drunk.
I've
or
been
high.
too tired.
Too tired?
Yeah.
Have you fallen asleep during sex?
I mean, one night I was tired. I was like, baby, go for it. And I was like, what was the situation? Why were we so tired?
Was it still hard while he was sleeping? So you sleep creeped him? That's a fetish, you know. It's called
Really?
sleep creep.
Really?
Like you can fuck a sleep creep. So it's like you still have, but he was awake when you started. So but it's usually when that person's sleeping, then you have sex with them, or you do fellatio.
Listen, I wouldn't mind if she do it while I'm sleeping.
Well, of course you wouldn't. Who's gonna mind?
But sometimes I be so fucking tired because I get up so early.
So did you fit it? Did it? I'm like.
She got hers. She did her thing.
But you were asleep. When did you realize that he was sleeping though?
We was on the couch. And her friend was in our bed. And I wanted to sleep in the bed, but she wanted to smash. I was like, all right. I was like, go for it. You know what I'm saying? And I was out of it. I was like,
so did you know he was asleep?
But I was not there though.
She's like, let's make this clear. You are half awake. We're moaning. Your eyes.
Why not? You can. Like rape. You're
but
allowed
that's
to
why
rape
I asked.
me,
I was like, was it still hard if he was sleeping? Because I don't have one. Does it even stay hard when you're sleeping?
Yeah. No. I didn't say it. But you gotta think, when we relax, that's when all the blood is there.
All the blood is
there.
There. All right.
That's why there's morning woods.
I don't know how it works. I don't have one. That's why
I'm telling you. Ace of clubs.
Kinky question.
All right.
I feel like you think they're all kinky. Dirty talk, yes or no?
I gotta be in the mood. What's dirty talk though?
Dirty talk. So while you're fucking, you're like talking shit or talking while you're fucking, or are you just silent?
You know what? Honestly, like lately, I've been so too tired to say anything.
So you just nothing.
Yeah, but like if we menaging, I talk shit to the other girl. Like I don't like nobody telling me what to do for one. And remember, I was like a homegirl. I was like, shut the fuck up. Don't ever tell me what to do. Now you don't get none. And I make them ask her. Ask her and thank her for this dick. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. I like
is that dirty talk? I feel it's just aggressive, just me being me.
No, I mean that's a form of dirty talk 1,000% because you're stating what it is. Like it's just like another thing is like if like while you're just doing it regardless is like there's just no talking. What you said no. Like if it's just you and her, there's no talking. It's just fucking.
Nah, we will sometime, but lately I've been tired. I'm getting old. I've been tired. So. But what sucks is like we live such full lives and my days start really early. So usually, like I was telling her the other day, I'm like, I hate that I'm getting tired. Like we're doing so much and I'm tired. Like, you know
and
what
the
I'm
time change too. You know, it's still really adjusting.
Maybe that's
you
a
know
thing too.
It's still been adjusting. Myself, I have, and then I went to Texas and was really fucked everything up. So put the time thing.
Yeah, I gotta figure out something because my days are busy. You know what I'm saying? Work, training, kids, everything. So. I don't like that when sex is time for sex. I be so burnt out sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you gotta have a surprise quickie during the day. You know, get it in. You know.
True.
Just be like, a little handy in the car. A little handy in the car. Maybe on the way home.
Sex takes my soul out though. I don't even want to do nothing after that. You know what I'm saying? So I might.
Well, old man, you need to stop that. You need to get it together. You know that faking of the 2 times. Really, just get it together. Right. Mind over matter. You know, sometimes you have to give her what she wants.
That's true.
I'm like talking for her like she's not getting what she wants. I'm just saying. You know, it's all fun time.
That's real.
What's the most number of times you've had sex in one day?
Maybe 3 or 4. Yeah.
Do you have any fetishes?
I don't. I actually don't have fetishes.
Just straight to the point, fucking.
Yeah.
But I guess it'd be some like dominance. Like you like your what chick being.
Oh, she said I do have a fetish. Oh, coconut oil, like oily.
You like to be oiled, like.
Yeah, we both be oily.
What is it? Is it because of
the
glide of the whatever, or the look
shit.
of the like?
It looks good. It feels good. Like it's just sexy. I like it. It's better than dry skin. You know
oil
what I'm saying?
fetish. I like that. Maybe you should have your own oil line, coconut oil.
Maybe
manifesting into the world,
into existence.
Yes. Dominant or submissive? I already know that question. Do you ever play submissive?
What does that mean? Like what?
Like in a sense, because you say you guys do things with other people, like, and do you let her dictate everything to be a submissive, and not where you're like she's telling you what to do?
That would be weird to me. I don't think I'd be comfortable with that. Like,
no.
Yeah, that's weird.
What if have you ever just?
I don't even think she would like that. Like,
have you ever just sat there and watched her?
Nah, honest. Would you like for me to be submissive? Okay.
But have you just ever just sat there and watched her dictate the girl?
Well, yeah, I wasn't. Nah, she was still cute, sweet.
See, maybe that's why you should just watch and let her dictate the girl and just watch them.
That's all. Step up, baby. Shit, step up. Boss up.
See, Miss Texas is bringing all kinds of spice. You're gonna have to come back and tell me what
maybe
really
you
happened.
have to teach us.
Hey, Miss Texas is here for you. Miss Texas is here. I will teach you the ways. I will tell you this is what your homework assignment is for the weekend. You need to go and do this.
My girl loves fat asses.
Hey, I've got a big booty. I've got a big booty. My name's not Judy, but it is, Miss Texas. If you're nasty. Been blindfolded during sex?
Nah, never.
Do you have a secret dungeon room?
If I told you, it wouldn't be a secret.
But this is private talk, and we want to know all your secrets.
Yeah, I don't.
Have you ever been to a swingers club?
I have not.
Never, would you?
I will go check it out.
Have you ever had a sexual encounter in a crowded place?
Nah.
Never.
Nah.
All right, see, you passed Truth with Texas. It wasn't that bad. Did you enjoy it? Did you have a fun time at Private Talk?
I did, yep.
Is there anything you would like to ask Miss Texas while you're still here on the couch?
Yeah, of course. I want to ask you some of these questions.
You're going to bring it back? Rewind.
Let's bring it back.
I feel like season 3 has been about my guests wanting to know more about me, which I'm not opposed to. You know, which questions do you have to ask me? I think I gave them 3 the last time.
Have you had sex in a crowded place?
Yes.
Outside of work?
Yes.
What was the situation?
I was in a club and I had sex in the club at the table.
At the table?
Yes. I did get kicked out.
Okay. That's weird. I wouldn't. I'd be like, handle that.
But
why would they kick you out though? I don't get that. And you was in VIP.
Yeah.
That's super weird.
Yeah. This was like early on, this was like early on in my porn days when I in your 20s, it's like you're young, dumb, and full of cum.
Right.
So you're doing a lot of things, and I was probably 22 years old. I didn't care. So yeah. It wasn't a stranger either. P.S. Private talk. I don't get down like that. It was the person I was with for. Right. Sometimes he's not important enough to name his name. And was
people watching, like his homies?
No, it wasn't like that at all. It was just. He was horny. We were like, it was a Halloween party. Right. It was a vibe. It was whatever. And it was trying to be discreet, but it wasn't discreet. Right. and it was nobody even really knew until they knew. You know what I mean? And then they're like, yeah, you're going to have to go. And we're like, yeah, let's go.
Damn. Okay. What else? You had some good ones.
Thank you. I like that you like my questions, Brian.
Do you like to be dominant or submissive?
I can be both. I don't like to it depends. It's situational. So I don't like I don't like to dominate my men. Mm-hmm. I like to be dominant in the world that I live in, and I'd be allowed to be an alpha female, but I don't like to dominate my man in the bedroom.
Right. Do you have a guy now?
I do not. I am single. Mm-hmm. I am single.
Why is that?
Because I haven't found the one that's the right one.
What does that mean? Like, what does that look like, the right one?
I don't know, and I'm still working on that myself. I've done like a lot of personal work on, I was so set, I think, on, I wanted to be in a relationship, and I hadn't been in a relationship for a long time, but I didn't know what that meant as far as what I wanted. And I feel like I'm doing on the work now of what I really want. So I feel like that's also why I'm single, because, I just haven't found that one yet.
But what is it that you want?
I'm still working on that. You know what I mean? We're in the process of figuring out what that all means. Because it's, there's certain, it's cliche, but I do know what I want to a point, but not fully in what, it's not just as surface as what do you want. There's more layers to that. There's more appeals to them.
Can we have some of those?
No, because I don't even really fully know them myself. And again, that's why I'm single. There's nothing that I can really tell you that.
Okay. So do you date?
To be continued. I do date. I do date.
Are you dating with the intentions of a relationship or just to hang out?
I'm open to dating in that sense, like whatever. I don't have like people that I'm currently dating, but I would mind dating people. Yes, I would intend to when I do that, I intend to date them. For me, it's like, what is the point at this point of my life? I've already been married, divorced, and trying to figure out what I want in life, the next chapter, and figuring out what that means. So I feel like, it's cool to kind of see what that means and kind of figure it out while dating, which dating is just difficult in general, because I can't go on dating apps. I can't do any of those things like that because
they know you.
Yeah, and they either think they're getting catfished or this, that, whatever. And I also just think that that's really cliche. Like, it's just weird. It's just too new age for me. Where I would rather it happen organically, and if it happens in that sense.
But what does that mean, organically?
It being out at a restaurant or meeting friends, or it's just someone that you know, or something in passing, or things like in those natures, because it's just. I don't know. It's the old school way of whatever, but it is more difficult because of COVID and the restrictions of things. But I also too, I'm not forcing it. I enjoy my life. I also enjoy my friends. I have really good people in my life that I don't need to have somebody in my life. I want to have somebody at the end of the time, but I'm not pressed about it. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like my time will come, and my soulmate's out there. He's around the corner somewhere. He just hasn't found me yet.
That's what's up.
I just got to catch up.
I really don't see nothing wrong with dating apps. I think it's
I don't
very
either
efficient.
for the right people, but for me myself, because of my past profession and things like that, you don't always get looked upon so nicely in those things, or they think it's fake, or they think it's these things.
But everybody wouldn't know though.
But I mean, it's
because I wouldn't know. But I'm not like, I don't know porn. I don't know who's who. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't know.
So that's why, but you're being a singular answer. That's for you personally. But like people in,
I'm sure there's a lot of people like me.
But in LA, it's like everybody's somebody, and nowadays people Google people do whatever. I don't do any of that stuff, but people do. Like I've had people on the couch talking about, like, they went to dating apps and they Google them, and then they're talking about their profession and asking all this stuff just because they want that knowledge, not because they like that person. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do you want from me? And I already have my own hangups about what do you want from me? So that's not the right place for me to go. So I'd like to do it organically.
Do you find like guys that know your past are intimidated?
I think they have been in the past in some senses, but I think that anybody who is worthy in being in my life and being an important role in my life would have to know and have to fit in. But if you make the cut, then you do. But I can't change my past. I don't feel like it defines me, the choices that I've made. It's a part of who I am, not who I am altogether. Right. I have no shame in what I used to do, but I feel like some people put a stigma on, and that's why for me it's like, who are you trying to date? Alexis Texas or Alexis? There's two different things. It's a persona, but I'm not. You never know.
Is it hard for you to be satisfied
sexually?
Yeah.
No. Mm-hmm. For me, again, I haven't done porn in over 4 or 5 years. But I think that being satisfied sexually is, again, knowing what you want and what your body needs. And I think that porn allowed me to kind of navigate those tools and figure out what I needed as a woman, and embracing my curves and my body and all those intimate things that as a woman now, being 36 years old, it's even more apparent that things are, thing. But because I don't do porn and I don't do scenes with people, I don't have that intimacy all the time. So it definitely gives me satisfaction of doing all those things. Not that I can't do it myself.
Did you date when you were doing porn?
I was married.
Okay. How did he deal with that?
He was in the business as well.
Oh, he was? Okay. So it was normal for both of y'all?
I mean, I don't know what normal means to you, but I mean,
it wasn't. Nobody had no kind of hang-ups or insecurities.
That's not true.
About
I think that everybody has their own insecurities. Individuals you can't ever, in any situation, regardless if it's my business, your business, or anything like that, have their own hang-ups of whatever it is. I think it's the insecurity. I think with us, in my past relationship, we were very, had an open communication of what we wanted and liked from what the scenes that we were doing, what we wanted them to do and didn't, and talked about it. So our work life it wasn't an issue because it was talked about. But I mean, other people can't always say the same either.
I got you.
But outside other things was not the thing. But yeah. Last question. What you got from Miss Texas?
Oh shit.
This is the most I've ever had for questions.
I think that's it.
That's it?
Well, all right, I ask you this. Like us, we're poly, right? Some people think that's so weird. Would you ever be in a situation like that?
I don't think that I personally could, but I think it's also situationally based as well. For me, it's because I myself, having a partner that was in the industry, I didn't mind sharing to a point, but yeah, that happens all the time. I don't hear this. I didn't mind sharing at a point, but at this point in my life, I don't want to have to share with somebody. I want the intimate things, whatever. Now, sexually, yeah, I could, but as a full-blown relationship, I'm too. I want my own thing, and I'm more like, nah, I'm good with that. I feel like in my first part of the relationship, I shared him and like with people, and I didn't have an issue with it at all.
Right.
But at this stage in my life, I don't want to have those.
But you're okay with sexually having.
I think that. Again, each relationship is different, and the reason why I got into porn early on was because I knew people were full of shit when it came to sex and like them cheating on people and things like that. And so I'm like, what's the point? So I just lived freely, sexually and expressed myself that way. So I don't know if I found somebody that we talked about it mutually and being in an open relationship or something of those sorts that worked for us, it's possible. Yeah. But I also think it's in, how that person would make me feel secure in our own relationship and things like that. So it's hard to just say about this fictitious thing that doesn't exist. I feel like for me, moving forward, I think I don't see that in my life. I accept it. I understand it. I respect it. But I think that for me, I think that I just want one partner. I think I'm enough for individual. But yeah. But yeah, that's Miss Texas for you. So thank you so much for coming on the couch. Thanks for, grilling me a little bit. I think that, the fans out there like to hear as well as much as sometimes it's not always easy for me to open up, but I got to respect that you do it for me. So I thank you. Please let us know where we can support you and what you have going on, that we can follow you.
Yeah, really, MikeRashid.com. You find everything that I got going on. I have a pretty big YouTube channel, YouTube/Mike Rashid. And yeah, so that's about it.
All right, Private Talk, you heard him. Make sure you go support him. Make sure you like and comment to this episode. And thanks again. And until next time.